Okay, I didn't get to watch the confirmation of RFK Jr. today, but I did see that Mike Pence, Donald Trump's former vice president, tweeted, "President Trump was right the first time. Senators, you should vote no on RFK Jr." And then
RFK Jr. is a Democrat plant, a radical left liberal.
Dude, that's May 2024. It's not even a year ago. That's not even a year ago.
I'd even take Biden over Jr. because our country would last about a year or two longer than it would with Jr. It would collapse almost immediately.
That shit's less than a year old. That's crazy. And then you got this cat turd guy, big grifter on social media. After RFK Jr. admitted supporting full-term abortions today, in my opinion, anyone who still supports him is pure evil. There's no gray area here for me. Less than a year later. Anyone not voting for RFK Jr. assume they're bought out by Big Pharma. What? I don't know who to believe. I don't know I don't know who to trust. Tough questions? All right, we'll watch this.
Did you say Lyme disease is a highly likely militarily engineered bioweapon?
I probably did say that.
Did you say that?
And that's what the developer of
I
Lyme
want all
disease
of our
said.
colleagues to hear it, Mr. Kennedy. Did you say that exposure to pesticides causes children to become transgender?
No, I never said that.
Okay, I have the record that I'll give to the chairman, and he can make his judgment about what you said.
Well, that's true, though. That's true. Pesticides, yeah. Changes your gender. Yep. Walk through a cornfield, you will come out a woman. That's just the facts.
Did you say on a podcast, and I quote, "I wouldn't leave abortion to the states. My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have the government involved, even if it's full term." Did you say that, Mr. Kennedy?
Senator, I believe that every abortion is a tragedy.
Did you say it, Mr. Kennedy? This
believe-
matters. It doesn't matter what you come here and say that isn't true, that's not reflective of what you really believe, that you haven't said over decade after decade after decade, because unlike other jobs we're confirming around this place, this is a job where it is life and death.
Did he get confirmed? That's fire, by the way. Well said. I honestly am a very, 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 very big fan of people having to confront the receipts of things they said when it conflicts with their current statements, and at least explain why they changed. Because again, you're allowed to change your mind, but you need to say why, and you know what I'm saying? And we don't have that much because everyone forgets things in 2 weeks. It's very annoying. Like I wish, you know what I'm saying, this video that RFK Jr. is a radical left psychopath he'll destroy the country worse than Biden. And then now it's like, vote for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, explain why. That it's awkward not letting him explain. I also agree with that, though. I will say that I don't like these confirmations because it's just our media environment's so cooked. It's so cooked that like everyone is just using their time to farm a clip because it's good for their political career. It's just all sound bites, bro. They clip farm. They clip farm like Twitch streamers. It's like if you ever get a bunch of Twitch streamers together on a stream and they all are trying to clip farm. They all are trying to do the thing that like gets the attention or whatever because the stream has a lot of viewers and they want to. It's like that, but our government. Everyone in that thing is trying to clip farm because if they get the right clip, I mean, even this situation, like I like what that guy was saying and I think it made sense and he had actual receipts. But like, that's going to be good for his political career. That's a bad incentive. The incentive is to get the right clip. It annoys me. It's a content house. Bernie's hearing with RFK. Let's see what Bernie said.
I very much like the slogan that you coined, "Make America Healthy Again." And I strongly agree with that. Despite spending, as you indicated, 2 or 3 times as much per capita on healthcare as other nations, we have 85 million people who are uninsured, underinsured. We have all kinds of chronic illnesses. Our life expectancy is lower than other countries.
We're such an insanely sick country if you really look into it. So much of our GDP growth is just healthcare spending, which is sick not only because we spend way too much on healthcare. So it's people putting a larger percentage of their paycheck towards healthcare, which is unproductive spending. That's where a lot of the job growth is people just taking care of our increasingly sick population. But our quality is low. It's just inefficient and yeah, it's just bad, dude. Healthcare is, I wonder if I would say it's our biggest weakness right now as a country. It's up there. It might be. Like compared to other countries, it's like one of our biggest dark spots. Guns are worse? I don't think so. I understand that we have a problem with guns in this country, but I actually think our healthcare is our most uniquely bad thing about America. And there's a lot I like about America. And I have to dude, I was talking with Aiden today. Aiden is I shouldn't put words in his mouth, but Aiden is done with America. And we had a kind of a passionate discussion. And I was just like, bro, you gotta sack up, bro. I love Aiden. We just talk. I like talking about stuff like that with him. But even the things I like, I have to fully admit, the things I really don't like about America right now is that our healthcare is just it's inefficient, greedy, parasitic, and a waste of all our productive time and money and capital. And I think, yet again, it comes back to Mr. Beast, who I think we've all heard. I've heard the news, right? He puts 5G in the cereal. And I want to say, I think, I'm not 100% certain about that, but I heard it from a lot of reliable sources. I've heard it around. And I think that's where it comes from. I think we're eating that shit and it's poisoning our body. And I think if we could really just find a way to blame Mr. Beast for this, we could. You heard that too? Well, that's basically confirmation that if I've heard it and you've heard it, second time I heard this today, it's getting scary. The news is going around. I'm hearing a lot of places.
Do you agree with me that the United States should join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people as a human right?
Senator, I can't give you a yes or no answer to that question.
Health care a human right.
I would say it's different because with free speech doesn't cost anybody anything, but in healthcare, if you smoke cigarettes for 20 years and you get cancer, you are now taking from the pool.
Well, pause. Okay, let me think about that. I think a broad healthcare system that works for everybody would create so much overall increase in health and efficiency and safety net for everyone that somebody using it more or less than if you're a healthy person, you don't have to use it, but you're already healthy, it's fine. I would assume that it's a net gain. I'll give you an example, just a pure business example. There are so many people in this country who are afraid to start their own small business or to go out on their own because they will not have healthcare coverage. They will not have health insurance. People are afraid because if they leave their current job that has health insurance, there is absolutely no way they can afford healthcare. I mean, they could be healthy people, but it's a deep, deep fear because it can ruin your entire life. There's many people who are restricted from leaving a job to a better opportunity or trying something out or shifting around because they have to be chained to the employer healthcare, health insurance system we've set up. I think unlocking those people's potential, if healthcare was easy, by the way, second thing, as a business owner, let's say you're a small business owner, setting up health insurance as a small business owner is incredibly difficult. It's difficult and time consuming and expensive, and it makes you automatically a step behind your bigger competition who can afford to pay all the extra shit to get it all figured out. So I think from a purely economic POV, not even like a human right moral POV, I think it would unlock a lot for America if people could move around freely and not have to worry about healthcare. I think it would be worth the smoker spending more than I do, taking more tax dollars than I do. I think it would be worth that. I think the amount of new businesses, the amount of new jobs, the amount of freedom people would have would be worth him spending a little bit more. Additionally, I think the fact that healthcare is so expensive stops people. Smoking's maybe an example where you're totally on the money, but what about an example where somebody has a small problem that they are afraid to get checked out that grows into a bigger problem? I think the fact that they had free healthcare and could check it out early, we could have an ounce of prevention to prevent a pound of cure later on. I think it would be cost saving in that way as well, where people could get things checked out and figured out earlier before it becomes such a drastic. So that's my answer to that question, because I do think it's worth. I know Bernie these are such shows that he has to stop and yell and move on, and they can't have a discussion. But I wanted to talk about that point because I think it's a fair point, but I don't think it holds up. I think America would be better off were healthcare free. And I'm pro competition, I'm pro market forces, I'm pro all that, but it doesn't really work for things like healthcare because you can't say no. You don't have the choice you have in a market. If you're sick and your lung needs a replacement or whatever, you can't be like, you know what, I'm good. I won't pay that price. So it doesn't work. It doesn't apply for things like healthcare. You can't be a cost conscious customer. What if you're leggy hurdy? That's a great point.
As you all know, despite the drug companies making over $100 billion in profits, paying CEOs outrageous compensation packages, we, in some cases, pay 10 times more for the same drug. Will you support legislation that I will introduce which says that in America we should not be paying a nickel more for prescription drugs than people around the rest of the world? Yes, no.
To equalize it,
Not to equalize it, that we should not be paying more than other countries for the same damn
What is
drug.
equalize.
President Trump has asked me, in fact, I had a meeting with President Trump a week ago where we showed him the charts.
He knows the charts.
We're paying 10 times more from Europe.
That's right. And are you going to commit to us that you will end that absurdity?
I think in principle we can. We should end that disparity.
Good. Okay. That's great.
First of all, it's so weird. I don't know why he cut him off, because it sounds like they were agreeing. But also, why is he waffling about it if he agrees? Why is he not just saying yes? No one's even holding you to the truth here, obviously. Why is he not just saying yeah? Who's he afraid of offending? I guess health insurance donors or something. It's crazy. A lot of the healthcare, drug companies, they rely on being able to milk the American consumer. Like, they bake it into their models that they're going to not make much money on this in France and Germany and UK, but they'll be able to milk the shit out of America. They wouldn't be able to run if they didn't have this pay pig. And so, like, everyone else is freeloading, basically. They're getting, these incredible innovations at costs. It's crazy. The USA is subsidizing other countries to have cheaper. We spend so much money on healthcare. We're like, and all of it's helping other countries. It's helping Europe get, $7 insulin. It's crazy.
All right, let me do a last question because I'm running out of time. I think the gist of what you were trying to say today is you're really pro-vaccine, you want to ask questions. You have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unfaxed, Unafraid. Next one, and it's sold for $20.
Holy shit, goes so dumb hard. Holy fuck. I want to have a kid so he can wear the unvaxxed, unafraid onesie. God damn, aura farming from year one. Do they make an adult size? Can I get on stream in an unvaxxed, unafraid onesie?
$26 a piece, by the way.
$26? Wait a minute. I may not be vaxxed, but I am afraid of those prices.
Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with leadership.
Are you supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will.
That's funny. That's funny. I'm shocked to hear him say he's pro-vaccine in this meeting because I've got some, say, Facebook mom, like my mom's on Facebook, and through her, there's a network of Facebook moms. Dude, some of them deep anti-vaxxers, and some of them, and the ones that are anti-vaxxers, all super pro RFK. They at least they believe he's super anti-vax. Interesting hearing. I would like to see them talk more. The time limits are tough. Hopefully anti-vaxxers are stopped by natural selection eventually. Bro, the problem is not that it's like, hey, do what you want. The problem is like, if enough people don't take the vaccine, then the vaccine doesn't work because it doesn't create the immunity. It brings the disease back. That's why it's important. If it was individual choice, why would anyone give a shit? Do it. Your own risk. It stops it from spreading when everyone gets the vaccine. That's the whole point. Oh, wait, one more RFK clip? 110,000 likes? Senator Warnock, what do you have to say?
Mr. Kennedy, you have compared the CDC's work to Nazi death camps. You've compared it to sexual abusers in the Catholic Church. I need to know, do you stand by those statements?
CDC is the Center for Disease Control, by the way, and apparently they are equivalent to Nazi death camps.
Senator, I don't believe that I ever compared the CDC to Nazi death camps.
So you retract those statements?
I'm not retracting it. I never said it.
Well, actually, I have a transcript.
Of me saying that it's a Nazi death camp.
Let me read your words. It says that the institution, CDC, and the vaccine program, is your description of their work, is more important than the children that it's supposed to protect. And you know, it's the same reason we had a pedophile scandal in the Catholic Church. It's because people were able to convince themselves that the institution of the church was more important than these little boys and girls who were being raped. That's pretty provocative language. You said in another statement to me, this is like Nazi death camp. I mean, let me finish. I'm just reading your words. I mean, what happened to these kids? 1 in 31 boys in this country, their minds are being robbed from them.
Yeah, I was not comparing the CDC to Nazi death camps. I was comparing the injury rate to our children to other atrocities.
That's funny. Saved. Can't argue with that. He needs to go on Fortnite Friday so we can get the real truth. Holy that would rip. Dude, RFK Jr. on Fortnite Fridays talking about vaccines. God, that would be good.